quite a while since I've been on here, and I've actually missed it a lot. I love doing videos like this, I love editing them, and just sharing different things with you regarding books and maybe other topics. But the past year or so, I haven't been reading a lot. I've been actually doing a lot more traveling related to missions and just with friends. So the last year I got to go to Central Asia for the second time and see my friends there. Also, I went to Kenya for the first time, met some really wonderful people there, and some nice kids, sweet little kids. And also, one of the trips I went to was to Hawaii. And then there's something else. Do we go? I think I went to Mexico as well. Yeah. So it was a good year, but not as much reading that year. So this year hopefully I'll be doing a lot more. I do have a list of books that I do really want to get to. Here's one that I wanted to share with you about. I just finished this one a few days ago. Let's see if you can see it. It is called Raising Maidens of Virtue, a study of feminine loveliness for mothers and daughters by Stacey McDonald. And this is a really good book, I would say, for mothers who want to have like a short little Bible study with their daughters. And it talks about different topics like physical appearance of a young lady, different activities, home chores, relationship with family, with siblings, with guys, and also, let's see, I said physical appearance and just a daily wisdom that a young lady should have. I think it would suit ladies or girls from like 10 to 18 or so. But I also found some good tips in here, even though I'm not that age anymore. But definitely a really good resource. But what I'm getting to is in the back, there was a whole list with different book recommendations, which I love to find books similar to this one on such topics. And so here it is. There's a whole few pages of books that I'm hoping to get to. Actually, this book had some beautiful illustrations which I loved looking through and just being inspired by these illustrations. Look at this beautiful one. So yeah, now I wanted to share some of the books that I'm hopefully going to get to this year, and hopefully soon. So here's one, the first one that I actually picked up recently. It was on my wish list, and my sister bought it for me. She gifted me this book on Christmas, and I'm really excited to read it. I'm just a few chapters in, and really like how this book talks on femininity, but also with a Christian aspect. So I really loved this point that it made in the very beginning, how etiquette and manners and politeness, all of that is an attitude of heart. Yes, it's very physical, it's very visual, something you can see, but it comes out from the heart. So if your heart is not where it should be, if your heart is not to serve and please others, make them feel comfortable, to be kind, then all of these physical things, all of these physical actions, how to properly walk, how to sit, how to talk, they don't matter as much, because it's like you're being a double face. But when it comes out from the heart, that is the real thing. That is what matters the most. And that is what spoke to me. I would read this quote: "Do unto others as you would others should do to you. You can never be rude if you bear the rule always in mind. For what lady likes to be treated rudely? True Christian politeness will always be the result of an unselfish regard for the feelings of others, and though you may err in the ceremonious points of etiquette, you will never be impolite. There can be no true politeness without kindness, purity, singleness of heart, and sensibility." It just really talks about the heart, deals with the heart, and of course the physical expressions of etiquette. So I'm really looking forward to reading through this book. And here are some of the other books that I'm hopefully going to get through. So I've got the physical copies here, and I thought I'd show them to you, and maybe you'll be interested in reading them as well. But some of them I've actually read and wouldn't mind reading again. So here's the list, and I'll just read it off and I'll show you as well. Here's the first one. This is Authentic Beauty by Leslie Ludy, and I read this years and years ago. I don't remember how old I was, but it must have been like 10 years ago even, and I really enjoyed this book. I remember it was very deep. It inspires young women to live a set apart life in purity as a Christian lady. So I'm hoping to reread this one as well. I think it would be a great reread. And I love the book cover. I've read other books by Leslie and Eric Ludy, but not all of them, although I did happen to acquire pretty much all of them. I think just a few are missing, but I'm still yet to read them all. Here's another one, Beautiful Girlhood. This one by I think it says revised by Karen Andreola. I did not read this one yet, so I'm looking forward to reading it. It says, To My Daughters on Their Journey to Womanhood. And looks like there is a lot of short chapters on different topics. Another one is Christian Charm Course. This is kind of like a Bible study, a course to go through. I have a teacher's edition and a student's edition, so definitely excited to go through this. I just find that there are so many Bible studies and courses for girls, and I just need to find the time to actually go through each one specifically, consistent with it. So this one is actually written by 3 ladies, leading girls through the fun activities and interactive discussions. You'll help them discover truths that reveal their beauty, insights on growing closer to Jesus, fashion secrets to help them look their best, specific suggestions to help them in social situations, and etiquette tips on cell phone texting and IMEs. Not sure what that is, but looks like this one is a really, really good resource. Here is another one, Daughter of Destiny, right here. I did not read this one either. It is compiled and edited by Noelle Wheeler, and pretty full book. And there's topics on daughter of virtue, daughters of home, daughter of strength, daughter of service, royalty, stature, liberty, lyrics, purpose, and vision. Very excited to read this one too. I'm sure it's going to be very impactful. Here is another one, Dressing with Dignity, right here. This one is on how to dress in attractive, dignified, and classy manner, resources on where to find beautiful, modest clothing, how to awaken chivalry in men and be treated with respect, practical guidelines for choosing modest, tasteful attire, and so on. So, seems like a really, really good one as well. I'm pretty sure they're all good. Okay, yeah, actually this one is the study book for that goes along with this one. Here's another Bible study or a group study book, God's Priceless Woman, a Bible course for all ages. It's based on Titus 2, 3 through 5. And I've looked through this some, but haven't gotten through it yet. So this deals with Proverbs 31, example of Titus, speaking with kindness, gaining self-control, encouraging purity, encouraging homeworking, encouraging good deeds, submission to husband, and so on. Definitely sounds like a good resource as well, but I'm thinking it might take me quite some time to get through. Here is another, let's see, Her Hand in Marriage. Oh yeah, this one is Her Hand in Marriage by Douglas Wilson, and I'm quite certain it's also a very impactful read. So it deals with dating and courtship and relationships. Hind's Feet on High Places. I don't have it with me right now, but it's also one, it's like an allegory of a Christian life of a young girl, and I've heard it's a really good classic. I did start to read it on audiobook, but I haven't gotten through it yet. Here's another one, His Chosen Bride. I think I've started reading it, but I didn't get through it. Oh yeah, right here. That's how far I got. It's been a while, so I'll be rereading it again. And this also talks about, let me see the list, table of contents. This talks about Christian life, loving God, purpose in life, changing your life and future, servanthood, religions beyond, leadership, talents, becoming a mystery, decisions for tomorrow, and other topics. And I'm excited as well to read this one. I'm excited to read all of them. I love this topic of femininity, of etiquette, of just growing closer to God through the way He made me. And I think the more, I believe I read this somewhere, the more we get to know Christ, the more we understand how He made us to be, and the more beautiful we become as women, the more feminine, the more gentle, kind, patient, loving we become, which a woman ought to be. Here is the next one that I did actually read, Let Me Be a Woman, but I'm sure it's a really well-known book by Elizabeth Elliot, and she writes so much truth, so much beauty, so many lessons, good tips and good lessons for women, for Christian women, and I do think I should probably reread it again. But whenever I read her books, I always feel like just writing down so many quotes and pretty much writing down the whole book, just to try to keep all of that wisdom in my mind. Here's another one by her, Passion and Purity. Also a great book, and it's good for both men and women. learning to bring your love life under God's control. I would say her books were really impactful in my love life. They really helped me and guided me in situations where I really didn't know how to act with wisdom, or I wasn't certain for sure. So they kind of, at times, her wisdom that Elizabeth Elliot shared kind of slowed me down, and not to be very, not to move according to emotions, but according to wisdom. Here is another Bible study, and this one is quite chunky. I don't know how long it would take me to get through. It's called Polished Cornerstones, and it is definitely meant to be to study through with daughters, with girls. It has so much information, so many tips, and there are so many questions to discuss, some worksheets, pages to fill out. I think this is such a good resource, even though I just looked through it, but definitely something to look into if you've been looking for like a girl study book. It contains hundreds of practical activities and Bible study ideas to help you and your daughters prepare for their future roles as helpers, wives, mothers, church members, and citizens. I don't remember how, but just randomly somehow I came across this book, and I was so intrigued, and so I ordered it on like a online thrift store. Another one, it's called Social Graces, and this is by Ann Platts, Susan Wales. Definitely a beautiful book with some beautiful pages. Definitely a pleasure for the eyes. This talks on proper introduction at a dinner party, etiquette, how late is fashionably late, and just all these different questions that you might come across and not know how to act, what would be the right way to cultivate the fine art of conversing and listening, developing good manners, transforming your thank you notes into memorable treasures, and so on. So definitely a good one too. So that was part of the list. These are the books that I do own and books that I can get to. But actually this was only probably a half of the list that I have, and probably not even a half, less than a half. But there's a lot of different books as well that sound really good. It sounds very interesting to read, to go through, and some that I'm curious to read as well. But for now, I just wanted to share with you the books that I want to read and kind of keep me accountable for this year. So thank you for watching this video. I'm excited to get into reading again, and especially books like this. I'm really hoping to read more of books on femininity this year, because I've had them for some time but just not getting to them, so now is the time. Again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you will stop by again if you're curious to hear my reviews of these books.